RetroCast, episode 93. This is Lego, and I've got with me Hove and Mana. How's it going, guys? How's it going this week?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
We're a little disoriented this week. We're trying to stream in a new format. That way you guys can all see us equally if you're watching live or if you are watching on YouTube. Should be a little different this week, but should be pretty awesome. And we don't have a guest this week. We had some stuff come up. And so we are just going with the crew tonight, but that's okay because
Mana's kind of the guest.
No. If Triton were
missed
here,
a couple weeks.
That's fair,
if
that's
Triton
fair.
were here, he would be the guest.
Just 2 weeks, man. Just 2 weeks.
But we have so much to talk about today that it's almost like appropriate that we don't have a guest to just get through all of this information, because if you're keeping up, Game Informer came out with an article, and I think
Lots of
Game
articles.
Rant,
They have a bunch of. Well, no, Game Informer has like an exclusive, in-depth thing for this month, I believe.
yes, and so they have like a ton of stuff out, but also at the same time we got Guardian Con coming up, and we're just getting close to the reveal of Forsaken completely, like the release anyway, and also the July release of new Crucible changes, new exotic armor updates, and a ton of other stuff. So there's just a lot going on this week.
Spider-Man in September.
Oh, Ant-Man right now, tonight. I saw Nava was talking about it in your chat,
Nava.
Anna, just a second ago.
It's the second most important thing happening tomorrow.
What would be the first?
Don't worry about it.
I have a theory that it's Hove's birthday tomorrow, but he won't confirm
What do you
this.
mean I won't confirm? You're a terrible friend. I yelled at you because you didn't know.
I guess
And then I
that's
said it, and then you said, no, that's not it.
Yeah, because I was mad at you. I didn't say no, that's not it. I said no, fuck you, leave me alone.
Wow.
Well.
Well, my week was going good until just now. But before this moment, I was very happy. I finally got my Sunshot Catalyst from Future War Cult, grinded that out, and only got one more left. I've been doing the grind every time. It hasn't exactly been fun, but I've been doing it. It's kind of pushed me away from Destiny a little bit. I feel like after I did the faction rally, I was like, okay, that was a lot of grinding, and I'm kind of like me and Hove went for some escalation protocol stuff because
me and Lego grinded so hard.
There's a lot of grinding.
Because you can get anything this week. You can get the shotgun, the SMG, sniper, but we didn't have much luck with anything dropping yesterday or with getting a team for
We
that
didn't get
matter.
to finish.
Well, we got pretty
We got to
far
6.
for
We got
running
to
with
6.
blueberries. Got to 6
Well,
with only 4 or 5 people.
Here was the
running.
biggest. Well, here was the biggest problem. We went to the drift or whatever, the bottom one on the map.
I forgot what happened. Yeah.
Like the bottom spawn zone. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know how there's one at the end of the bridge, an escalation protocol. There's one over by the cave. There's one over by the last sector, and then there's the one right in the middle where the public event is as well. So we got there during a public event. There were like 6 or 7 of us, counting me and Lego, and all of us kept running over to the middle one after the public event was over, and it didn't say interact. We couldn't start it. And we were like, oh, I don't know. Like, maybe it's because the public event just finished. So we went and started it in a different area. We're like, oh, okay, cool. So it went around, except when it got to like level 3 or level 4 and it was supposed to be in the middle again, we couldn't start it again. It was bugged.
Oh, the middle area was bugged.
Yes.
So it timed out, and we went back a level. And we were like, oh, we'll do it again. Except it like went right back there one more level later, and everyone just started leaving.
It was the worst. It was so
and
bad.
that was a good team.
That
We
sucks.
blew through the first 3,
We
and then
did.
we couldn't get a good team again.
That
We could have
sucks.
had it. Well, that
But
is.
could you really?
I think we
Really?
could have. I think we could have if people
If
didn't
it let
start
you
them.
get past, like,
Yeah, if it let us get past, because everyone.
Oh, we were
like Hope
smoking
said,
the first 3 levels.
Yeah, everyone just
killed
started
it.
dropping, and by the time we got to 6, everyone had left, and there was like 4 of us left, and we were like, "Well, we're not gonna do this."
Yeah, it didn't work very well after that. I was like, cool beans, we'll do it later.
Well, did anything else happen with your week, Hove?
I just wanted to mention, this is episode 93, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate you so much.
I wasn't sure. I just wanted to make sure. Also, I don't know if anybody was aware, but it's 10 p.m.-ish Eastern time. So in 2 hours, it will be my birthday. Not sure if you guys knew that or not. So when you're listening to this, if you're not here live, if you're listening to this on iTunes or something, I'm even older than I was the last time you heard me.
In fact, you're probably listening in time to wish Hove a happy birthday on Twitter. That's at Hove76, in case you didn't know.
You have to be on time, though. Okay, you can't do it too early. Don't go rush over to Twitter now. Okay, just don't do it. It's not worth it.
If you really want to like make me happy, have a happy birthday, just get me a couple slap bracelets, and I'm good. We're good.
Hove likes pain. Confirmed.
I don't think they're supposed to hurt Lego. I don't know how you used them.
Really? Like, God, I forgot about those.
Yeah.
We got them banned from our class in
really?
Like one of our school, like in elementary, we had those because we used to have one of those school, like I don't know what they're called, just a little store, I guess. And I was in charge of buying, or like the teacher gave me a set amount of money to spend, and I was like, those wrist things, And then, of course, what do all the guys do? We go and buy them and just start slapping each other. So we're like, okay, you guys ruined it day one.
That's weird. I never would have expected that out of you.
Me neither. We thought we were in the green. All right. That's what they're used for, right?
I just want you to know. Was it Snapchat? Maybe I saw that picture of you that you posted from high school running track or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
Like what I was wearing?
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
You get a show, Hove?
I mean, yeah.
I had those short shorts, like the track shorts from back in the day, dude. And I was taller than most, so when I got them, they were like really short on me.
Yeah, they were. They were confirmed. But anyway,
you saw what I was working with. It looked like I've been working on some thigh master exercises.
Oh, ding, good job.
Oh, that was really good. Dang.
Anyway, Lego's gonna murder me. We're only 5 minutes in. My week has been pretty good. I haven't really played too much Destiny this week. Once I got to, it was my second week on Future War Cult, and I had gotten everything except rank 50 for the Catalyst last time. So I just got to 50, and then I didn't really have much intention of I didn't really find a reason to keep grinding it.
Yeah.
But shout out to Future War Cult.
Yeah.
The small but dedicated group of people, because if you look at the numbers that we'll get to in the TWAB, or maybe now, I don't know, but
we can do it now. Yeah.
It was the same thing. It was the opposite of last time. They did not have nearly as many people pledge, but they killed it in number of tokens or packages,
which is crazy. I don't know how. Because that was so bizarre to see, like, not that many people pledge, and then to see them I saw a Twitter thing, or it was maybe Reddit, where somebody said they were gonna go and just do they got 250 tokens or something like that. I don't know why Hove is waving his shirt at me right now.
I got my Destiny Podcast shirt.
Yeah, it's
Destiny. Is that your other big thing that happened this week?
Not really. I just got it. I was American yesterday.
I was trying to finish something, but I couldn't even get words out of my mouth because Hove was waving his chest in front of me.
Waving his chest.
That's what I do. Oh, speaking of that, I wanna address something quickly.
Yeah. Speaking of what?
Yeah.
Waving things at people, body parts.
Okay.
I don't know if you caught this, Lego, but I know you did, Mana. Why?
I don't know what's happening.
Why all of a sudden is it expected of me to show up at GuardianCon, drop my pants?
Oh.
What was Nava? If you're around, in what? I don't understand.
That was I'm pretty sure there's a joke in there somewhere, and it just Hove usually just gotta pull his pants out.
I don't think so.
Did you do that last year and no one just noticed?
No, I didn't do that.
Nava wasn't even there.
No, I would never do that.
There is a lot of talk of you and Butter and Wilson, and
but that's in private. That's in private. That's in private.
Oh. Okay.
But
not anymore.
No,
this isn't like a show at GuardianCon. This isn't on the main stage or anything.
I also want to point out that whenever I questioned that on Twitter, Nava said that I was I tried to be the shock jock of RezoCast. And I just want to point out to anyone who knows me outside of the podcast, I am not doing any of this for reactions or anything. This is like a normal conversation with me at all times, right? Like, Manny, you've lived with me, both of you.
Yeah.
Like, this is just me. So
I thought for a second you were going to be like, you know, off the podcast, I'm just a different person or something like that.
I was going to immediately call bullcrap. I was getting ready for it. I'm just like, oh, never mind.
That's how you guys know that I'm telling the truth, because everyone was ready to tell me I was a damn liar.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this isn't Hove trying to be a shock jock. I'm just apparently vulgar and terrible, I guess.
I mean,
Mana, how was your week?
Just busy. I haven't played Destiny in a couple weeks now. I've been really far behind. Of course, like the first week, 2 weeks ago, I had the whole wedding thing, so I was just hanging out with friends and whatnot. Last week, what was it? It was the faction rally. So it was just like a part of me just like jumping back into Destiny. I didn't really want to do that. Yeah. So I kind of just didn't want to jump on Destiny because of that, because I feel like that was the main thing to do and nothing else really, I don't know. I was just kind of in the like, I don't know, I'll play this instead. And plus,
it's also difficult to like want to jump back in whenever there's so many good changes coming and you kind of just want to play those and not what you're playing right now.
Where you're at right now, you're just like, it's like I'll wait a little longer still, It's like Unreal bought me this $5 terrible battle royale on Steam called Totally Accurate Battlegrounds. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw me.
It's ridiculous.
It is so bad, but it's fun because it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's $5. I don't even know if it's worth $5. But you're like a little marionette puppet, like almost like you're just wobbling around. And if you in like Destiny, you can stray back and forth and shoot. And if you try to stray back and forth, you're it's one of the hardest games I've ever tried to play, honestly, just because of that sense. But it's fun.
I saw you dome somebody with a shotgun sniper, though.
Yes, actually, when I first found that, I was just like, yeah, it's called a shotgun sniper. It's legitimately a shotgun with a scope on it, and the shots just keep going. And I'm just like, I hope like a Bungie employee ain't creeping around, because I hope that this doesn't give them any ideas.
Maybe they got the idea from Acrius.
Oh, maybe because like the game was supposed to be an April Fool's joke game. It was free. It was just like a small company came up with it, and then it got a decently big following base. So they started like $5, and people are still jumping into it now. It was just like a big streamer was just streaming it yesterday. I forget his name, but
the Manigator?
No. Forza was streaming it with like 14,000 people or something. I'm just like,
jeez,
like what is he doing? So it's getting popularity. Surprisingly,
just not only is the PUBG map, it has a new gun, which is gross, Mana. Really, really good rifle. The new map is half the size, still with 100 people, so it's constant fights and fast paced. And they're bringing war mode back, I think this weekend or next weekend.
Which one was war mode?
10 teams of 5, constant drops.
10 teams of 5. Oh.
Except this time you spawn with, I think, a shotgun, a sidearm, and then crates drop every like 30 seconds.
I don't really like the war mode that much. I really like the one that had, what was it, 10-player teams or 8-player?
That was the night Mana played with us when you could get the
yes.
If you got
the flare guns.
If you got the flare gun in zone, you got a double drop. If you did it outside of zone, you got the armored UAZ.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Dude, they need to bring that back. That was really fun.
We need to get Booker in there.
Nava, me and Nava was actually talking. We were playing some Realm Royale. And we're talking about Nava has been actually craving some PUBG, so he'd probably be down to join us sometime. And I've been I'm actually down to play these like weekly events sometimes. So you guys should hit me up.
They haven't done a weekly event recently because they do a battle pass now, kind of like Fortnite, where you like gain XP for doing stuff.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Which is cool. But the last time I played with Nava was like when it first came out and everybody was playing, like all of us were playing it. I had never played a PC anything before. I was like embarrassingly bad. Like, oh, there's a guy out there. Oh shit, I laid down. like that type of stuff. Like embarrassingly bad. Like I didn't even want to play with you guys because fuck you. You still killed everybody.
No. One of my first times playing was with MTash, and he's already been playing for a while.
Oh my god!
And I felt like I was useless.
I was useless. So now I actually like am acceptably bad. So like I would like to play. Yeah, let's do the first thing. Let's do it. Let's do the things. And that's it, guys. Podcast is over. There's nothing to talk about with Destiny. I'm out.
GG's, guys.
Oh, not at all. Yeah, there's.
I'm going to go. No,
huge...
it's my birthday. I'm going to watch The Price is Right.
Dude, it's not your birthday for another 2 hours. We can't Bob Barker this crap yet. We gotta.
Those
were
get
2
words.
All these articles.
I gave him Bob Barker. He gave me The Price is Right. We didn't know it was happening.
I almost said wait, I almost did something else. I can't remember what it was, but it was similar to yours. Well, okay, let's get through some of these Destiny articles. We don't have to like read them all, but there are some
Destiny
big
talk now.
Do what?
Destiny talk now.
Yeah,
on a Destiny podcast. Imagine that.
People who are listening on the podcast are like, "Gosh, I just want to hear about the new stuff. I just want to talk about it." Okay, we're gonna talk about it.
No, fam, they're here for your safety glasses.
Oh yeah, is that what these are?
That's what someone in chat said.
No, okay. True story. I wore rec specs in high school. Have you ever seen those? They're like the glasses that like band around your head or whatever. Because my parents wouldn't get me contacts, so I was like, nerd level 100. You know, no one else had those. Oh my gosh, it was great.
Real quick, do you want to know my 2 favorite things about the new setup? 3 favorite things. 1, it looks like we know what we're doing. Tricked you, bitches. 2, now without the overlay, you can see, specifically more so on mine, you can see these wonderful blue products I use.
Oh, yeah.
And 3, my face isn't so goddamn big. I feel like I don't look nearly as ridiculous as I usually do.
Well, now you're not going to get as many comments on your eyebrows from Kim, so...
She kind of let that go, so you should probably not mention it, so she never
kind
says
of a downside. Okay, we're gonna get through some of these articles.
Eventually.
The first thing I want to talk about for a little bit here is Game Informer just has a ton of stuff, so we're just gonna kind of, there's no, I think, correct way to hit all of this. So I want to talk about all the new supers first, because we kind of got details through Game Informer, and I know Game Rant kind of like put them all together, and so some people are quoting that. But let's just go through each one of these, and then we'll get to like some random tidbit factoids we got throughout the rest of it.
One thing they did that we aren't going to cover, I just want to mention, they did a little sit-down Q&A with Scott Taylor and Steve Cotton. Which was like semi-serious, semi-fun. It's like 14 minutes long. It's not something we're going to cover because a lot of it was like goofy answers. But there was some stuff thrown in there. It was really interesting. If you get a chance to watch that, watch it. Okay.
And so there are some legit, because I watched through the whole thing, and there are every once in a while, there's like a legit question in there that you're like, oh, that's cool. Okay, there's just a lot of jokes, which is great because it's cool for people to see the devs just having fun. I hope that gives them a sense that they're real people, because I feel like a lot of people on Twitter don't realize that the devs are real people.
Not real people.
They're all construct.
Vex
they're
constructs.
a Vex simulation.
Wow,
it's all Matrix.
We just went above and beyond nerds.
Oh yeah, we're there. We're so there. We're
there.
rec spec. We're rec spec levels right now.
Is that an actual rank now? Rec spec.
Yes, that's like the end of ranking system for glory. The top is actually rec spec, so that's the top rank you can get.
It's the hidden. Yeah, it's the hidden ranking.
Not a lot of people would understand what they are. Honestly, they'll just see the word and be like, "That's kind of cool, I guess." It sounds futuristic.
I think of
it's
like
actually an ornament.
I think of like
at the end
80s
for your helmet.
Yeah, I think of like 80s basketball players.
Yeah,
and Lego, I guess. Which those two don't go together at all.
No.
Yeah, I can't see that.
No. Yeah.
No.
It'd be bad.
All right, come on, guys. Let's get on track.
Oh yeah, Destiny stuff.
Okay, so first up, we know we got a new Titan Sentinel coming in. We got the Void Titan, new super called Code of the Commander. It's so weird to read these because we can't see them, so we don't know exactly how they work. We haven't played them,
Yeah,
so
it's
we're
weird.
gonna talk about it, but it's gonna be a little confusing. So your new melee for this one, and also they clarify in a different one. I want to say before I jump into this that it's gonna work like a third sub tree. Basically, you know how there's a tree on the top and the bottom when you're picking your subclass, and it's basically making a third tree is what they say in one of the articles. We haven't seen that yet either, so we're kind of speculating on it, on like exactly how it's gonna work. But as far as the article has said, that's the way it goes. Man, this is so confusing the way Game Informer does this and not Bungie directly like giving this information, because Bungie's is always super precise and laid out, and this is just all over the place.
That's funny because it's a like publication, like that's what they do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm done.
So the Void Titan, the Sentinel, we got Code of the Commander. Melee cause explosions, but all void ability damage also attaches a void detonator, and any subsequent damage causes the detonator to go off and attach detonators to enemies caught in that explosion. So that's the one that's super confusing to me in this subtree. Is the
it sounds like explosions forever potentially.
Yeah, it does sound like that. Which is so weird to think about with a Sentinel, because it's been a more defensive kind of class, and this feels much more offensive for the Sentinel. I'm just going to finish it out real quick. So grenade energy partially recharges for you and nearby allies when detonators trigger. So that's the detonators from your melee, I guess. Banner shield can still be used for an offense like normal, but holding guard creates a barrier wall of light that absorbs enemy attacks but allows ally attacks to pass through. So I guess that's for the banner shield, is when you have the Sentinel super active, you can hold it up, people can shoot through it, but you can't get shot.
So you're like Reinhardt, which I know goes right over your head, Lego.
No, I know what you're talking about.
A lot of people actually been talking about that. Yeah.
So when I first read this, I thought it was talking about the Titan barrier shield that you can put up. I thought maybe you could shoot through that, because that would be ridiculously awesome, because you get it so frequently, you know.
No, that's storing it's storing your super.
Yeah, which will be great for it'll be good for PvE, don't you think? Like if you pop a super and like are in a spot where like the boss can do a ton of damage to you, but your team can just not worry about it and just keep shooting through the Titan shield, that could be good.
I mean, it could be really good for PvP too.
I'm trying to think of a scenario where you would...
You want to take a control zone, I walk around, and I just stand there and you shoot their whole team while they can't shoot us?
Yeah, but you're using a super to do that. You know, normally supers are still
diffusing.
offensive.
Jump on the point, defuse, or throw your shield. So block the enemy team while your teammate behind you defuses. So...
Yeah, I mean, because you already have a Sentinel that blocks. I'm just wondering how much good it's like. How many times are you in a position where PvP teammate would be able to shoot through it to utilize that? You know,
can make that happen though.
Maybe it's just like how are you're able to walk around while doing it?
Yeah.
So I wonder, maybe it depends on how quickly you can actually like full blown speed just sprint at them with a shield. Maybe that'd be terrifying while your teammates are behind you shooting past you.
I doubt you can sprint. I would think you wouldn't be able to sprint.
Or maybe, I don't know.
Well, here's another thing. We'll get to this, but if there's a new King of the Hill type of game mode coming, you have to capture this thing, and you're moving into it with your whole team shooting, and they're trying to defend it.
Yeah. I always think about new raid stuff, too, whenever new super things come out, like how are these going to be utilized in new raid encounters that we don't, you know, are unknown to us. I feel like there could be some new strategies.
I don't know that they ever think that way, though, because we've had so many supers, like Arcblade in D1 was never good in a raid.
That's true.
It's very true.
So next one up is Titan Sunbreaker, Code of the Devastator. So this one, I love this actually. I'm gonna have a hard time picking between this and the new Striker. We got your melee throws your hammer with the melee button, but it remains in the world. You can risk retrieving it where it fell to fully recharge your melee ability and trigger health regen when you grab it. The more solar ability kills you get, the higher your damage stacks, up to 3 times. So basically, like right now, Sunbreaker has one where you can stack up something else, but it just makes you like really agile and reloading really fast and everything like that. But instead, this will give you more damage actually with solar kills. And then your siege hammer super creates a flaming wall that hits like an earthquake and leaves behind flame tornadoes.
You had me at flame tornado.
What gets me is just the simple melee of throwing a hammer and then you can pick it up to regen your health. Like, couldn't you use that as a defensive thing? Like, say you're shooting someone and then they get the upper hand on you. You run around the corner, throw your hammer down, grab it, regen your health, and then turn around and start shooting them again.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, you don't even have to use it offensively.
Could you imagine accidentally forgetting that you have it and go for a cross map like kill?
I was just gonna say, what if you're doing like
there it goes.
What if you're doing like a raid and you throw it into some abyss, like where the boss is, and you can.
Oh yeah,
it's not Mjolnir. It's not coming back.
like for instance, say you were doing going back to D1, but say you were doing Vault of Glass and you got teleported and you threw your hammer in there and then you came back and you never got teleported again, so you just never get your melee back.
Gosh.
I bet you get it back, like it regens like normal. It's just if you grab it, you get your melee back immediately. But yeah, it would suck to like throw it in some scenario like that.
And my thought, even if they don't have this worked in right away, with your thing about defensive, like running around a corner, throwing it, whatever, I would think
you need to do damage.
No, not necessarily, because what if you just miss?
Yeah.
I would think either A, it needs to travel a certain distance, B, there's some sort of like timer before you can pick it back up, or maybe it doesn't just hit the ground and stop. Maybe it'll fucking slide across the ground or bounce around and you can't get it.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't just drop it in front of you. Yeah.
Dude, it is total Thor mode though. Like, to throw that thing and then go pick it up. How cool would it be to have an exotic that like makes it fly back at you? Like whenever you
like gauntlets or something. Or
yes.
So then, you know what I kept thinking? As much as I watch Marvel movies, and I know it's a hammer, so Thor, I keep thinking God of War. Which you haven't.
So
played.
what? Yeah, I haven't played it. Tell me about. Is there like a weapon like that?
His like main weapon.
His main weapon
is an axe.
It's an axe. It's a Nordic axe. You throw it and you can drag it back. It's exactly like Thor and Mjolnir.
Yeah, and because
cool.
even like, say you throw it and you miss, and then you can run over here, so the hammer will come back to wherever you're at. So if you get to where the axe is between, or an enemy's between you two, it'll hit him coming back too. So like you can, yeah.
Dude, think about the way this super works too. There's like a lot of possibility, or not super, but this subclass works. You could, because since you can pick up the hammer after you do it multiple times, and since you have the flame stacking thing that increases your damage, you could like throw a grenade, kill some people, throw down your hammer, kill a person. I'm thinking specifically in PvE. You pick it up again, you throw it again to kill some smaller adds. You're at 3 stacks now of solar ability kills, so your damage goes super high, and then you start melting the boss after that with whatever you got. Like, it could be we haven't had, unless y'all can think of something, we haven't had a like stacking type mechanic for a subclass that increases your damage. It's always like increased reload speed or like movement or stuff like that. I don't think we've had a damage one, unless it's like,
I think he's right,
a rift from a warlock maybe increases damage a little bit.
Tether.
But no stacking. Well,
yeah, no
tether in your super, but this doesn't even require super usage. It's pretty crazy.
Faux show. Cool.
I'm
beans.
excited.
Cool beans.
Yeah, that one gets me excited.
I'm interested.
Next up, we got the Striker Titans Code of the Missile. While airborne, melee to slam into the ground and gain super energy for your trouble. If you pick up ammo while sliding, you automatically reload your equipped weapon and increased weapon damage for a short time. There's more damage increases. Wow. Thunder Crash which is the super, sends you hurtling great distances like a missile to hit a target area like a meteor strike. So we've seen a lot of clips of this because people captured footage of it already. And it looks pretty awesome. The melee one looks just like the old Superman slam from D1. I can't remember what it's called right now.
Death from Above.
Death from Above, yeah. It's exactly that, but obviously it's not going to one-hit kill somebody. But you do gain super energy for doing it. I wonder how that works, if it's only on a kill or on a hit, or...
And I wonder...
Gain super energy for your trouble.
I know.
So and I also wonder if it takes your charged melee if you miss.
It does. They said confirmed. I think Imtash has a long video about it, and he was saying like you can miss and still.
Well, then it better do a good bit of damage.
It doesn't do enough to It doesn't do enough to one hit kill because this isn't a super. This is just your melee.
Right, but every
Yeah.
other charged melee in the game, if you miss, except for a throwing knife.
Yeah, maybe it'll do enough to at least you know, just tap somebody and kill them afterwards or something like that.
It's just better to be good.
I don't know.
There is an interesting thing also. Pick up ammo while sliding. You automatically reload your equipped weapon and increase weapon damage for a short time. That's such a weird perk.
Such a like. Not a lot of scenarios call for that in PvP. I feel, but maybe for PvE that could actually be really nice.
Shotgun.
Yeah. For PvP,
Switch to your shotgun, just slide at somebody and shoot. You get one shot.
I'm thinking power ammo. When somebody drops a brick
yeah.
and you slide into it, yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
Well, it's kind of crappy though. If you go too fast, you can slide past it because you have to hold square. So
Yeah.
unless they change that, I feel like that's.
Oh, right.
Well, I'm
that's
just talking.
dumb.
Even if you like, it reloads it. So say your mag's empty and there's a guy on you, and you just slide out.
Oh, you think
and shoot him.
it's just generally if you just slide over like any ammo, you pick it up?
No.
immediately
It's
and
not that
reload?
you'll pick it up. It's just you'll reload. So like if your mag's empty, but you have ammo in reserve.
Hmm.
And keep in
Which-
mind, shotguns aren't going to be strictly power
They're gonna be
anymore.
yeah, they're gonna be special weapon now.
And kinetic.
Mostly.
And
Oh,
kinetic.
yeah.
No. Shotguns are all no?
I was just watching Dado's video. Hawthorne specifically is supposed to be kinetic.
Right. It's kinetic. You're right. I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird. I can't wait to play and see what all these weapons do. The
Yeah.
super for this one, the Thunder Crash,
The flying
looks-
floppy fish.
and it's magnetic too. If you watch like you know, Mesa Sean, Imtash, any of their videos on the gameplay, it like heat seeks to a player. Like you can kind of control it, but if you
Because
just
like
do
that's
it,
not you controlling it.
you can control it, but it's like an insta kill kind of missile thing. Like it like the way they described it was more like automatic than you controlling it. They didn't say you couldn't control it. They just said it kind of automatically seeks a target close to you. I keep doing my hand motion like a seeking thing. I don't know why I'm doing that.
It's like me when I see you, like I would just automatically seek you.
Oh, I thought you meant like you automatically like like
Through crowds and everything.
I don't know what to say about that. I'm flattered. It looks really strong though, and it insta kills people like on your way. Like if there's somebody jumping at you, you can go through them, kill that person, and then slam the ground and kill the people next to you.
Oh, really?
Oh, so you
Which
don't
I'm-
stop like in midair
No.
if you crash into something.
You can't stop, won't stop.
No, not at all.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Not at all. Why would you?
I'm trying to think. There was something else I want. Oh, the damage of that super. I really hope that because right now Titan Slam, you know, you can't one hit slam other supers a lot of times now, especially if they've got masterwork armor on and stuff like that. And, like it doesn't feel as strong of a slam as in like D1. And I feel like maybe this slam, because it's only one,
It's
you
one.
can't do it again.
It's
feel
got to
like
be
it's
bumped up by a
probably-
lot.
Yeah, it's probably going to be more like D1 slam than the one we have now.
Yeah, because
Just
this is a way of giving it
shut
that
it down.
damage without making it quite as much a panic super. Because you have to
Yeah.
like do your thing. You can't just there's a guy running around the corner, smash, dead.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, also Lego, since I won't be here next week, it'll just be you and man. I found you a guest.
Are they in chat right now?
Yeah, she just got here. Her name is Gungasaur.
Yes.
Anyway, go ahead.
You say yes now. She's going to be on Hove's level, but just a little bit more vulgar. So,
Oh, I think it's way past Hove's level. Am I wrong?
okay, I was trying to make her sound better, but Lego already revealed it.
Is this a challenge?
Oh no, I don't want to challenge this. No, let's not.
I mean, it'd be interesting.
So next up we got some Warlock stuff. Hove, I got a question for you. Before we move to the Warlock stuff, are you maining Hunter or Warlock in D2?
I don't main anything. I'm an equal opportunity guardian.
So at any moment, you just log on and you're like, I think I'll play Hunter today. I think I'll play Warlock.
Absolutely.
I'm almost the same way, but I think I gravitate more towards Warlock lately.
I think lately, I would say right now, with the state of the classes, if you told me I couldn't play one or I had to cut one out, it would probably be Hunter. Just because some of the kits on Warlock, like Devour, just Nova Bomb in general is really good. I don't know. It's close.
In PvE, I feel like I would pick Warlock.
It's funny though, because I like all 3 Hunter subclasses. Like I can switch between the 3 of them pretty easily. But with Warlock, I play almost exclusively Nova Bomb because I love it.
Yeah. Well, with the Warlocks, we're getting the Voidwalker's getting attunement of fission, not fusion. Fission. It's a new atomic breach melee ability, creates a void explosion at range while holding the grenade button down, creates a short range area explosion supernova. These are pretty big words for
that. I was about to say that that just whole phrase of what it does.
I know.
Short range area explosion supernova.
And then any void ability kills now heal you and grant ability energy. That sounds like Devour. Well, it's more like the D1 Void Walker, basically, right? Because then you get, or is that was a Void?
Now I'm gonna play Warlock all the time.
And then the Super Nova Warp empowers you with trans-dimensional hopping abilities.
You're like
it sounded really cool, and then they said hopping.
You're like a wizard bunny.
Yeah, letting you repeatedly teleport short distances and then erupt in a burst of energy. So this is the one that they showcased in the vidoc, like when they first showed it off. And it looked pretty awesome.
I just want to point out, I was serious about playing Warlock all the time now, because you got Devour in one tree, you got that, you have, remember the Karnstein armlets, where when you get a kill or a hit with those or whatever, you get instant health and then 8 seconds of constant healing.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to kill Warlocks. I will be invincible.
Won't you be overlapping your inherent perk?
Invincible.
No, but you...
No, but I'll be invincible.
But you're putting
but
on...
I'll be invincible.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. I don't know how those work. Thank you, man. Thank you. No, I get what you're saying, Lego, and I don't know how that's gonna work, because it sounds like they all kind of do similar things.
All I can think of is
me being invincible.
No, in Infinity War when he's like, yeah, that means you'd be dead.
Oh yeah.
So the next one, unless y'all have anything else to say about the Void, Warlock Stormcallers.
Okay.
You do have something?
Yeah, I was just gonna tell you I can't wait to be invincible.
Gosh, I hate you so much. Stormcaller's Attunement of Control. Tap the melee button to fling out a long-distance electricity ball that eventually detonates and flings a lightning bolt straight downward. Arc kills sometimes create ionic traces. A spark of raw arc energy that travels across the ground towards you, which can be collected to recharge abilities. And then the Super Chaos Reach fires a long-range blue beam of intense focus damage dealing, which can be deactivated early to save energy.
So that's Moira.
So I'm just thinking of the melee. It's just like, is it like you fling it long distance electricity ball eventually detonates? Is it like a grenade? Is it like one of those balls that you can like just fling across?
I guess it's probably gonna work a lot like a throwing knife, right? It sounds like they're all gonna get a ranged melee now, every class.
It's like,
yeah,
eventually detonates though, so it's like, I guess it's timed. Maybe it detonates if you hit a wall or like a person. I guess
I would think if it hits something, yeah.
I feel like maybe it would do once it goes above an enemy, then it goes down. That would be awesome if it activated one, because otherwise, how would you time that? You'd have to do it just perfectly. Although,
it's got to be if it hits something, anything.
How cool would it be? You know, how many times in PvP are you shooting someone and then they hide behind something that's just a little short barrier that you can't see them over, and you throw your melee thing and it zaps lightning down and kills them? That would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
But keep in mind it's a melee, It's not going to be super powerful.
Yeah.
It could be
but
just
it's
enough to finish a kill, you know?
Yeah, it's like your charged melee though, so you can use it to start an attack.
If you're not real good at finish, never mind. That was gonna be bad. That was gonna be Gunga level.
That was gonna be bad.
It was gonna be about finishing dudes and yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah.
He was really going out.
You challenged me.
Okay, so the arc kills that creating these ionic traces is so weird. It travels across the ground towards you, and then you can collect it and recharge your abilities. I'm trying to think of. I feel like there's so many things they're adding in that are so unlike anything that we have right now. Sure, like, they're like things in other games, but not like things in Destiny.
I feel like it's one of those things where reading about it just creates confusion, and we have to see it to understand.
Absolutely,
You know,
yeah,
it's like,
absolutely.
What are they trying to tell us right now?
The one thing I can understand is the super, how it's that big blue beam that you can focus and fire it as long as you want, and then you can actually let it go before you use all your super energy. So say you're attacking a boss and you get him down and then he goes into the stage where you can't deal any more damage, you can shut it off and save it for like the next round or whatever.
I would think it'd be more like hammers. Like, you can pop your super and it'll slowly go down, but when you throw a hammer, it uses your super faster. I can't imagine you could just use half your super and use the other half again whenever you want.
Well, Warlocks already
feel
have
like-
a thing where
I feel
you...
oh,
Go ahead,
going,
man.
sorry.
No, you got it.
I was about to say, like, you like start it, but you realize, oh crap, I accidentally, like, no one's there now. Stop it, and then you have to, like, you just use up that little bit, and then you have to resave, like, get the energy back, and then use it.
Okay, I can see that, but like, not you can stop
and then use it whenever,
start it again. Once you stop,
No.
you're back to that amount of super energy.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I could see that. The only thing, and that makes a lot of sense actually. The only thing about that I think would be a little wonky is, like Mana said, it's almost like an oh shit save button, and they would be the only ones that have that, which would be a little weird.
Because there's like you're standing still shooting a beam. So if you're stationary, if you're not in like maybe like a hallway or like a big open space, you're probably going to, people, at least in PvP, are going to be able to probably dodge you. So you're like, oh, they saw it coming. I'm just going to stop it, kill maybe one more person, get that energy back, and then let's try it again, you know?
I wonder how powerful it's going to be, because if it's really strong, like it kills you in like 1 second of being in the beam, then it's basically a better golden gun, right? Like, because golden gun, that's the problem.
Golden gun.
Yes, because the problem is with golden gun is it's so fast, it runs out so quick. You just have to have that magic moment where everyone is right there, or you're never gonna.
Magic moment.
Could you imagine? All right, the Sentinel shield, right? Shielding, and the guy behind him. Oh, let me use that super.
Oh yeah.
Like through the shield.
And then when everyone goes running, the Warlock teleports their ass around and explodes in front of them.
Oh. Man,
the void one, yeah.
That one's gonna be pretty cool, yeah.
Wenny mentioned in chat that they, quote, they did mention Storm might break the game. So maybe it is really like crazy and different.
Maybe.
There you go.
Listen, I just want a buff to Stormcaller's regular ass Stormcaller super damage, because it's fucking useless right now.
Yeah, I've heard it's
kind of underwhelming.
Good. Yeah.
That's all.
Well, next up for Warlock, we got Dawnblade. It's called Attunement of Grace. The melee attacks burn peoples, but empowers allies. Which this class, the whole thing is a super support class and sounds awesome. You can basically change your grenade by holding down a button and turn it into a blessing that heals your allies and drops stuff that you can pick up to get an overshield, like orbs that give you an overshield. Then it has a super called Well of Radiance, and this one you've seen on a lot of gameplay too, where they slam down the sword, and then it creates like a radius around them that heals and empowers at the same time. And any abilities that heals or empowers helps regen your non-super abilities.
That could be really good.
Really good.
Because it does do damage. when you slam the sword too.
Oh, right. You can kill people when you slam down the sword.
So
That's
like,
good.
especially, I know we keep just going straight to like raid bosses and stuff, but say there's a point where there's a bunch of like little ads, and then you have to damage the boss. You can have your warlock run up, slam down their sword, at least damage all the ads, and then stand there and you're healed and
right.
empowered.
Or just like a crucial part in Countdown, you know, you just like you go into the fuse, or you're planting, like you're the last man standing, throw it down on the point, kill the guy whoever's on it, and then defend it.
Yeah.
Like depending on, I guess, how much it heals per like tick, it could be really great.
I'm wondering how it's going to be in PvP, because every clip that I saw, it didn't look too strong. Like every time someone slammed one down, it looked just like a normal rift, almost just bigger.
Yeah.
And like the overshield you got looked like a rift overshield basically.
That's my thought, only because yes, I know it's a super as compared to just a class ability, but you're talking about the equivalent of both rifts with a much larger area for the whole team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't imagine any one part of that ability is that much stronger than the class one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like taking all
saying.
your class abilities and putting them together like a boss.
Like a boss.
Like a boss.
Yeah. See, man, I gets it.
The other thing that was super cool about this, and probably the most interesting thing to me, is that you can change your grenade into a blessing that heals your allies. So if like somebody gets in trouble, especially I don't know how it would play out in PvP unless there's like someone about to do something really important and you need to give them like some healing or something. I don't know. Destiny PvP is just so different than other games where you have support classes. But in PvE, I could see it like you have a guy who's about to die. He calls out for help. The Solar Warlock just throws out a grenade and heals that one teammate. And he could be like, you know, in another, like say in a raid, like in another position completely, and just throw it that way and heal that one guy who needs help. That's pretty cool.
I mean, I could see it working the same way in PvP, though. Hey, someone ran, especially with how recovery is anymore, where you gotta wait forever. Say you run up to help someone, hey, back off. Throw a grenade down, you both run up full health, and now you just turn the tables completely.
Yeah.
Not the, hey, I gotta back off, don't challenge, I'm hurt. Like, cool, here's a grenade, let's go. There's a lot of Overwatch-y stuff coming in this.
Yeah, it's just like they're
kind of like Call of Duty.
Maybe going more like the MMO or something, like where you have your class and you have your play styles, and now we're going to see different, more specific play styles now, and it's kind of cool in that sense.
And more variety too, like
yeah,
because this isn't changing what we currently have. This is adding to what we currently have, which is crazy to think about.
And I wasn't even thinking that far. I was just thinking like the specific, like the Sentinel kind of being like a Reinhardt type of thing. You got the Warlock super kind of being like Moira's super. You got this is kind of like Anna throwing the biotic nade to heal or hurt someone. You know what I mean? Like there's just a lot of cool abilities. And that's something that happens in gaming before people, Bungie's copying everybody. Didn't Call of Duty have like every Destiny super in the last Call of Duty? There was like a dude that like smashed the ground. There was like a one-shot crazy gun. Yeah.
There's like a Goldie. There is, the smash. it was very coincidental that they came up with those things too. Yeah.
That's really
like
funny.
A year and a half later. Weird.
Weird.
How did that happen? We got one more. We got one more class left. We got our hunters. Night Stalker, which this is the one I think I've seen a ton of people go crazy for. The Way of the Wraith. Your melee smoke bomb heavily damages those in its path. If you get a precision kill on a foe, you vanish and gain true sight. Which I think in a different article they talked about being able to see through walls. I'm not sure if that's what the true sight is or not. And then Spectral Blades is the name of the super.
That's a sweet name. I like the word spectral.
It is pretty cool. You basically go invisible, and then can stab people before they know you're there. Which we saw this play out in a lot of videos as well. At least the part with going into your super, going invisible. And it looked like you could go in and out of going invisible. Maybe it was just you're invisible until you strike. I'm not sure.
I don't know, but a lot of this, just for this tree, just this new super sounds really good.
It sounds really good.
So it sounds really good. Especially smoke bombs now heavily damages.
I know. I was surprised to see that.
Could you imagine getting Kobe'd by a smoke bomb then? You know, it already happens now. You're just like, God dang it. You know, it already annoys you. Now it's just like, well, now I'm almost dead. Great.
We'll have the dang it, I forgot what it's called, but smoke grenade, you know, or well,
Wombo combo.
Yeah, wombo combo, that's right.
Wombo combo.
Got the wombo combo back. Because it's not really a thing in D2. Like,
No.
you see it every once in a while, but it isn't something that kills people. It's more like an annoyance.
Also, part of that, though, is just the fact that grenades aren't as strong, too.
Yeah, for sure. And they both kind of got nerfed, and so it doesn't feel the same. But yeah, I feel like that one, and so the Night Stalker and the new Void Walker are gonna feel pretty similar. It looks like the way, at least the movement of like going invisible. I bet the Void Walker will probably.
Cool. I thought you were gonna show us how they were gonna move.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure how it's gonna go. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like one's gonna be faster than the other, but maybe it's just, you know, Night Stalker is more like just invisible, and so it's harder to hit, and then the Void Walker is just blinking around.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
how I looked at it. Most importantly, though, how do you guys feel about the word spectral?
I mean, it's pretty cool.
Do you know?
It makes you sound like more wizardry type deal. Like,
yeah, it's like a pretty cool word. Like, yeah. Do you know what my favorite word is? Though I think we've talked about this, but do you want to know?
No,
we've talked about it plenty of times.
I think he's lying.
I think he's lying too. Do you know what's my favorite word then to say, Lego?
Parallelogram.
It is parallelogram. Just say it, man.
Parallelogram.
We've done this before.
Doesn't parallelogram.
Parallelogram.
The spectral have like
almost makes it seem like you're just
Rihanna?
smarter saying.
Oh, I thought maybe like you were singing a Rihanna song.
Singing Umbrella.
But I did decide the other day that do you know what my second favorite word is? For totally different reasons.
Spectral.
Motherfucker. Because you can say it in so many different ways with so many different enunciations to mean so many different things.
How about if you add two words together? Like para-spectrogram.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Spectrollelogram. Boom.
Oh, whoa.
Boom.
Whoa.
Game over.
I can't pronounce that.
Game over, motherfucker. See?
And there's his phrase. Well, how do you even say the word spectral? What was it?
Spectrollelogram?
Spectrollelogram?
Spectrollelogram. Yeah, because you get spectrollelogram.
Yeah, it ends on the L, so.
Bungie, can we please have that as the new super?
There's the name right there.
Spectrollelogram.
Spectrollelogram.
Dawnblade throws down sword, putting up a large spectrollelogram for your teammates to stand in.
I don't want to see a large spectrollelogram.
Somebody clip this and send it to Chris Barrett. We need a spectrollelogram.
A big misty thing with a lot of angles. Spectrollelogram.
Lego, you know how for the episode sometimes you get this little like 20-second clip? It needs to be that, and it needs to be Chris Barrett needs to be tagged. We need a spectrollelogram somewhere in Destiny.
Well,
I'll let you tag him yourself so that you
as long as that's the video.
Banned.
What'd you say, Mana?
What is that word in chat right now by Gorg? Right, look at that one.
Phygogomanominator.
It's my great grandfather.
Oh god, Sphygogomanominator. Sphygmominator.
Banned. We can't pronounce that word, and you're embarrassing it.
Man. Okay. I'm gonna keep moving us along because we got so much to talk about. We got.
I just like you guys.
New gunslinger, Way of 1,000 Cuts, knife trick melees, fling out of a fan of burning blades. So we've seen this one on the video. Well, actually, because this is the melee. So flings a fan out of the burning blades, and whenever it kills burning enemies, it recharges your knife trick. Burning enemies also recharge your dodge. This is so confusing because whenever I read the stuff about the knife trick, I think of the super, which is Blade Barrage, which doubles down on your knife skills. Basically, you throw like a ton of knives and it does explosive kills. So I don't know, because no one got to play this, I don't think. And I'm really curious, like, what is the difference between the melee and what is the super? Like, reading these descriptions, I can't tell what is what, basically. Like, we've seen the super in action, and that's what I picture when I read the melee.
Sphygmomanometer.
Hope's just trying to figure out his new favorite word still. He doesn't have any comments on any of this.
No, I don't know. All of these things are a little confusing, and that one I don't know. I'm just gonna hit people with a lot of knives. Isn't that rather like kind of a downer thing though? Like people talk about like killing someone by 1,000 cuts. You know, like some bad villain, like, oh, we're just gonna kill you you'll die by 1,000 cuts, or something. Like a really terrible ex-girlfriend told you, like she ruined your life by 1,000 cuts.
Or
you never realized
you're using a bad AR and you're like death by 1,000 bee stings.
Yeah. Like you don't realize how bad the relationship is, but you're slowly dying.
I hope the super works faster than that.
You just curse someone, and he's just slowly, and he's just running around. You just see this effect around him. He's like, guys, there's nothing I can do. Like, I'm dead.
It's a damage over time effect, actually.
If you are dying by 1,000 cuts, the only way to really feel it would be if you were hooked up to a sphygmomanometer.
No, did you Google it?
No, man, I'm just really smart, and it's and Goranyak spelled it out phonetically in chat for me because I am dumb.
Oh man. Well, yeah, we don't have much to say about this super because we have only seen little tidbits of it. I'm sure we'll know more as time goes on. Next, we got Arcstrider's Way of the Current, and we saw this one a ton in the video too. And the way I've heard it described is basically like the normal Arcstrider, where you're spinning the staff and you can deflect stuff this time instead of just it being an attacking one. You can reflect back projectiles. And when you reflect stuff, this is really cool. You triple your staff's damage after you reflect something, which is pretty awesome.
Weird. It almost sounds like Genji.
Oh, is that a thing? That's great. More Overwatch stuff. And then when you slide before a melee, you unleash your staff uppercut. So your staff comes out for your melee. And whenever you hit someone with that, it increases your reload speed. Arc stuff electrifies enemies, and subsequent melees disorient them and refill your abilities. So it sounds like you can keep meleeing here, but
forever.
I don't know, because it doesn't say that when you use your charged melee that it recharges your melee. It just says subsequent ones disorient them and refuel your melee. This is another one of the things where we're just gonna have to wait and see it in action, basically.
Yeah, I guess that's just if you're hitting normal melees, it gives you a little more melee charge.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
I'm really excited about the super, though, especially because you can use it like normal if you want to, but whenever, basically, if somebody has like some power weapon or something that you run up on, just start blocking, and then you triple your damage once you keep going. Sounds pretty great. Sounds really good for boss fights, actually.
Yeah, I was thinking PvE. Or like you go into a mob of enemies and just kind of, just like dodge or guard.
It. Sorry, something weird was happening with our hands there. Going on for those listening.
You can't tell them that. Gosh.
Do I look cross-eyed?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Fine.
I thought I looked cross-eyed for a minute.
You're just used to being so big on the screen, Hove, that you weren't sure what was happening.
We are now equals.
We're equals.
We are a giant home does not tower above us anymore.
I didn't want it to be like that. That's the only option we had in Hangouts.
Oh man.
You're brought down to us, our level. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'll kick you right out of here.
Another, I feel like while PvE is easy to think about with this super, also I feel like how many times do you run around the corner with your super and then someone has a shotgun or a rocket waiting for you, or they're in their super even. I wonder if it deflects other people's supers. How cool would it be to see like the new Stormcaller shoot its lightning out and then the Arc Strider comes through slinging its thing, reflects it. No,
it's not
you
a
don't think so?
It's not a projectile.
It's like an energy projectile.
But it's not. It's like a beam. Because didn't we have the same thing with swords before? There were things that it wouldn't.
Right.
Because it wasn't a projectile. It did Golden Gun, it did Nova Bombs because they were projectiles.
Yes. Feel like it would do the stream of energy. But I guess we'll see. I'm betting it does, Hove. I'm betting you a beer at the next event we meet at that it does.
My birthday party tomorrow.
Online.
You're going to be there, right?
If it's online.
I booked a whole room at Chuck E. Cheese, Lego.
I'm there.
Man, you're only like 45 minutes away.
He actually could be there.
Don't pressure me.
Well, that's it for the supers. I am pretty much done reading this stuff. I want to mention another article real quick. Like there's still like a ton more little info bits we can go through in a second, and I'm going to have Hove read them because I'm tired of reading them. But before we get to that, I want to talk about the other art. There's so many Game Informer things out right now, and one of them is about the Barons. Basically, it goes through like all
Did you
the
see
info.
that?
Yeah, dude. It's awesome. Did you read through it?
Yeah. It gives you like their status, like where they're at, how they became what they are. It's really cool.
Dude, it makes me feel like whenever we went after Oryx and you like read all the Hive lore behind him and you're like, oh, I can't face this guy because of all this buildup to him that you read in the lore. And the way the new lore system works in Forsaken, it kind of sounds like maybe you'll pick up some of this lore stuff along the way and you can read it yourself. But if you just read even just this article where it kind of lays out, like Ho said, their status, and it lays out like the kind of Baron that they are
and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, what they're known for and everything, or the things that they've done, it makes you like, it gives this build up to facing them as a boss. So it's pretty exciting. It's pretty cool.
There is a clear leader on top of them, though.
Oh, yeah. You mean the brother, the crow?
No, even the first. He's not a Baron. He's a Archon, right?
The Fanatic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there is one Baron. Or he's not a Baron, you said?
I think
leader
he's
of the Barons.
Archon, though, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because it tells you what type of Fallen they are.
He was an Archon priest, but that's the whole thing with all these Barons. It gets really cool reading it. But basically, they go against all the other Fallen who are I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but the machine-worshipping Elixni.
Elixni,
yeah, so basically, you know how all the Fallen, like, they kind of, like, worship the, what are the big purple guys called? I'm just totally... Servitors, yeah, I'm totally blanking right now. But basically, all of them are like, yeah, that's ridiculous. We're not gonna worship them. It reminds me of like back in the Halo days, whenever you had like all of your enemies there all like worshipped and had like their own religion. It's kind of like that with these Fallen and how they all worship the servitors. And like one of the Barons has a story about like how he's known for like torturing servitors, like capturing them, and he's like ripped out their eyes like just with one hand and stuff like that. I'm like over exaggerating some of this, I'm sure, but it is pretty exaggerated in the stories. And it sounds like, man, they really hate the way the Fallen worship these servitors, and they have like their own like basically cult going against all the normal Fallen. I don't know, it sounds awesome. It's some really cool lore, and if you're into that, highly recommend checking out that Game Informer article. But I just wanted to throw it out there, and it'll come up too as we talk about some of the way you collect lore. In a different article, it talks about how it's gonna be up where your triumph system is.
I just want to say you totally just respect us with lore. All right,
Oh,
you
I
can
did.
Continue now. I just had to put that out there. Okay, continue.
Don't you have
Yeah.
some words to use too, Mana? By the way. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I don't know how to use
I
them.
thought that was one of the words. I was like, did he just use
No,
a word?
I
Did
I
Hope
just
throw that
really
in?
nope. Just
But real quick, I did just look this over. For each one of them, they give you their real name, aliases, and their race. There are 7 of them who
right.
are barons. The fanatic is a fallen archon.
Okay. Okay.
So there's 7
And they-
barons and him, the archon.
One of the ones I'm gonna get like slightly spoilery here. Not really, just about one of the barons. One of them, I'm trying to remember which one it is here. It's one of the ones that's like super deceptive. Not the fanatic, the mind bender. It's the one you see in the trailer that like he's real small and then all of a sudden he just like gets like a bigger version of himself. Expands and it looks kind of like void like whenever he does it and it looks real trippy. But it says in here that he uses hive like stuff somehow, like he's been studying the hive and he can actually control hive people and stuff, and so it gets like really crazy. So basically this is just like a huge description of the wet bandits that we're going to be going after, and okay, ready to take them on.
The wet bandits. Sounds gross out of context.
It does.
that heavy breathing into like it was just a couple seconds where you're breathing into the mic. I'm sorry.
It's just the Home Alone guys.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Do we want to cover that stuff from that Reddit post real quick? Like,
Yeah,
okay.
let's run through some of it.
So this is just a lot of bullet points that come from one of the Game Informer articles. First thing is there's some Dreaming City details. You can't enter the location at all until you finish the campaign. There's quests after the campaign that will open access to this location, but the difficulty might be too high to do much for people at the beginning. So it's going to be harder stuff. Kind of, I guess, Escalation Protocol-esque, right?
Yeah, that's what I would think.
It's about the size of...
I hope it's even, sorry to interrupt, but I hope it's even more like crazy than Escalation Protocol, because Escalation Protocol is such a confined thing.
Oh,
I hope that there's,
I just
like,
meant as far as like
secrets
you
and
can't
stuff.
go in there. It's supposed to be big and change and stuff like that. I don't think you'll be disappointed there, Mr.
Yeah.
Tweedle. Oh, by the way, I change Lego's name in my Discord quite often, and he usually gets mad at me and changes it back. But he's now called Tweedlesack, and he likes it.
I don't know if I like it, but it's really funny. And you just almost called me it just now.
I
And
did.
That was hilarious. You had to stop yourself.
So feel free to tweet, yell at him on the street, whatever. Refer to him as Tweedlesack now.
Or not. Or not.
So the Dreaming City is about the size of Nessus, and you can ride a sparrow. It's under threat from an insidious dragon that has infected its heart.
The wording to that is so funny.
That's a quote. And
I know.
Ahamkara?
I know. So did you read in Reddit, like there's a bunch of comments under there? Because it's also been, I don't know if I want to say the name of the raid lair, if I want to give that away here.
the
It's been
raid?
given away. Yeah.
Yeah.
The raid, not raid lair, yeah. But basically, between the name of the raid and between this quote about Insidious Dragon, people are like, Ahamkara? Like, why not?
Question mark?
It's coming.
And it keeps going. People are like, went off on this Reddit post about it. It's awesome.
The destination exists across, quote, dual planes, and you can be pulled into the Ascendant Realm with taken foes. It says it'll take weeks to fully unravel the mystery. It will literally change from 1 week to the next along a 3-week cycle as Petravenge relocates over time. And it says the destination becomes more and more cursed. That's a quote. Interesting.
I'm excited for a place that changes over time. And I hope it I bet they'll get the feel down for it. And whenever I read Ascendant Taken Foes, I was kind of sigh. Like, I don't Taken Foes. I kind of just want to fight the new people. But at the same time, I love the idea of like alternate dimension stuff. And if there's like different dimension of the same area, that I don't know, they could do cool stuff with that.
For sure. So the new Scorn enemies, because it's not just the Barons, they're just the leaders, right? This is like a whole race. So there's Mongrels. They tower over the battlefield and blast out cascades of lightning that are near impossible to dodge. There's a Screeb. That's your name, man. I Screeb. Scramble on all fours in packs and explode like curse thralls. Raiders.
Excuse me.
Raiders send out explosive spinning saw blades of void energy and can teleport. Lurkers just carry around shields. Ravagers, they're charging hunchbacks with spinning lantern-like sensors they slam into the ground, creating a solar flame attack. And my favorite, this one's interesting. Chieftains. They throw out 3 types of totems, one of each element. Each does something different. Solar is an area of denial, turrets of flame. Void creates shields for all energies in its range, and Arc will pull guardians in towards them.
I picture really cool. What the acolytes do right now, how they like put up, or Taken acolytes, I think it is, that they put up that little thing that just shoots at you. Something like that.
Taken goblins. Oh, no.
Yeah. No, it's...
I was thinking of something different. I was thinking of the Taken goblins that like shield the other ones so they're invincible till you kill the first one.
Oh.
That's what one of the void thing will do, but I'm thinking as far as what the Chieftains put out, it'll be more like the little black orb thing.
What did you call them?
Taken black orb things?
No, the bad guy.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember what I said.
I also got that, by the way. Just
quickly. We're
not going to tell you. We're going to question what you said and move on.
Thank you.
The new subclasses, Scott Taylor said they'll probably deliver 3 of them on day 1 and have the others take longer than you're used to, 1 or 2 weeks before the next batch. I'm fine with that. Whatever. I want new things, but I mean, I don't care that I'm not going to get it all at one time. Like, it's fine. I'm going to be playing Spider-Man anyway.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm cool with it taking some time. I actually think it could work out well that way. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe every time there's 3 weeks, right? 3 iterations of the Dreaming City. Maybe every time that changes, you find out how to do another super.
That could be cool. The only thing I'm bummed about this 3-week thing is that there's a specific time on it, and I thought, you know, when they originally started talking about this, it sounded like it was going to be a community thing that kind of pushed it to be different every time, and now it just kind of sounds like a time-gated
I told you, don't get too hyped about it.
I know, but this is the way I am, Hove. You can't stop this positivity.
Can't stop, won't stop. That's not positivity, it's naivety.
Maybe to you it is.
I got nothing to say. I'm just here.
Okay. Regarding mods, we still got a good bit on here, so I want to get through this quick. They're recoverable from dismantled legendary gear. You can improve and customize even beyond random rolls. There are fewer mods, but they're more interesting. They're a way of doubling down on weapons that you like. They'll feature fewer conditionals that limit what class or weapon they can apply to, which is really nice, I think. Most mods that Game Informer messed around with will allow you to specialize a piece of gear into a preferred playstyle. Hipfire, airborne accuracy was specifically mentioned, or extra damage to vehicles.
What?
How many vehicles are in the game that I need a mod for it? There better be a lot.
Maybe there's a raid boss.
I want a 2-seater bike. Mods will
no
longer boost. Oh yeah, they're getting rid of the +5 mods.
Finally, it's so stupid.
That's so
That's
dumb.
Like, I hate that so much, especially at the beginning of the game when we didn't have very many legendary mods, and it was like, come on, I just want to use this other mod. Even now, it's annoying for my armor when I'm trying to like use the right one, and then I don't have a legendary +5, but I want to use solar. I don't want to use void, which is the only legendary I have. Thank you.
Okay, so that's it for mods. Perks are going to be new and different, and the random roll mechanics will be the same as D1.
Yeah, basically. The random rolls are, because at first, did you guys hear the story? I'm sure everyone who's listened has heard it by now.
Lady?
No, of different podcasts have talked about being in the room at the summit, and they like approached the idea for random rolls again, and it was just one random roll, like one perk at the end that they were gonna let you randomly re-roll, and everyone was like,
nope.
No, that's not good enough. And so they brought it back, and they're like, okay, everything can re-roll, and they're like, okay, that's better.
One thing I thought was cool, the director screen has been redesigned. There's less focus on milestones, more focus on just kind of doing what you want. Crucible and Vanguard nodes are moved to the bottom. Will be joined by Gambit. All of those activities, along with flashpoints, will refresh every 4 days, not a week.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Raids will still be weekly. Daily heroic missions are back. We talked about that a few episodes ago. They'll appear on their respective destinations. And a really big one, and this was one of the questions that was funny and serious on that interview we talked about. They said, the guy asked Scott and Steve, can you guarantee that I won't have to inadvertently play a strike 3 times in a row? And they were like, yes, because now strikes are back on the map. You can just pick the strike.
Nice. That's really nice. I think that the changing of the rotation to be like 4 days for like milestones, but like raids are still weekly and stuff like that is pretty interesting change. Because at first, whenever they said they were taking the significance off of milestones, it's kind of like the reason a lot of people come back every week is to complete just those things. So I was like, what are they going to do if they take those out? But hopefully it seems like they're moving to more of a like vendor rank system and that kind of stuff over just completing these milestones. But you can always do something to like progress basically. Which is nice, and hopefully that puts more variety. Having a 4-day reset, there's more to do basically.
There better be more to do, because I don't want D2 vanilla all over again where everyone's max light in 3 seconds and we all hate our lives.
Yeah, I know, right?
Which, by the way, what light level are y'all all at right now, if you remember?
Right, I want to say 382 and 381 or max. Like if I put on what I want, I'm probably around 379, 380. Man, that's like 150.
What?
What?
I think I might be Warlock 385. I'm pretty sure.
Dang,
Really?
Max.
You're a god.
I'm actually bringing it up right now.
I was like, what's he staring at? That's not normally where he looks.
384. 384.
No, he's almost there. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't have to. Oh, this is fantastic. Up until now, I had to have
the manager to check it.
Yeah, the way that we used to have the I had to have OBS set up to capture Hangouts. I had 4 quarters on my screen. I couldn't move anything. Now I can do whatever the fuck I want. 382 and 379.8. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm only 376 right now for my max, so I'm the noob now. That's great.
You've always been the noob.
He's like, I went hard in PvE. Okay, that's the only reason why.
PvE
it was like
I
was committed.
Man.
It was.
It is fun.
I like the grind.
Okay, lore. It'll have its own category inside Triumphs. Forsaken will introduce a lot of new stories written to chase both in new and old locations, which I think is big. Lots of lore, dozens of lore fragments to gather, 10 of 15 distinct stories, all readable in-game. Cool, right? We're happy about that.
Cool.
Things defined, in-game lore, new stories. That's pretty much everything that's been asked for, right?
And the thing they talked about, like being able to find different stuff or there's new things to do in even old places. They mentioned that like the new enemy type, like the Scorn, will be around old locations as well. They'll be out and about. So
just out and
I don't know.
about.
I don't know if that was this article. It might be in one of the Q&A things or something. I remember that being said.
Okay, so in addition to changes coming with 6v6 quick play and Rumble being permanent, they mentioned that, quote, for the first time, Crucible improvements are going to be decoupled from expansions. So they can change Crucible stuff outside of like, hey, you're getting a new patch or you're getting like a new, we're going to add this mode, which I feel like they've said stuff like that before. We'll
exactly.
Yeah. They claim they're going to, quote, lay low for a few weeks after Forsaken drops, then roll out 4 new maps and a new game mode called Breakthrough. And this is something that I know we've talked about, but I know at least the one episode I was very adamant about. It seems to be a completely objective mode. Kills do not matter.
Oh, really?
It's going to be in the competitive playlist. It's designed for 2 teams of 4. Both teams will attempt to control a single breaker. The breaker allows you to hack into the enemy vault. Once the central breaker is owned by a team, it can't be recaptured by the other team. and the team that did not capture it goes on the defensive. The team that captured will need to capture the opponent's vault before time runs out, or else the defending team wins the round.
I like the whole defense offense thing of this game mode. That sounds really fun. The only thing
you could go either way.
Yeah. I'm confused about whether, like, the breaker, what's the incentive to get it? Like, is attacking going to be slightly easier than defending? It would have to be.
I mean,
that's what I was thinking, because once you capture the center breaker and open up the enemy's vault, then you go on full offensive, but then you can fail if you don't do it.
Yeah, you capture the breaker. Once you capture the breaker, it then becomes either you break into their vault and win, or they stop you and win. But, I mean, it all comes down to what type of weapons do you want to use? What subclasses are you running? You know, maybe you want to defend and you're going to run that new Dong Blade and slam your sword down and give everyone healing and shit. Or maybe you're going to capture that breaker and then immediately make a push right at their vault with your sentinel shield up, shooting through it as you walk up to them and go right to their vault.
I was about to say, for the people that like to play aggressive, that might be good. And at the same time, for people that like to play passive, it might still be really good. Like, I'm still on the fence about this, you know?
It sounds interesting. Cool. It's subjective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to decide, like, do you think... I don't know. I'm like daydreaming about like whether I like playing more offensively or defensively. I wonder if some people are gonna want to like play super offensively, like you were describing, Hove, or if people are gonna want to like chill like in their own home court and play defensively. I don't know.
3 of the 4 new maps that'll be coming out were designed specifically for this game mode.
I feel like that's putting a lot of hype on this game mode, because that's what they did for Gambit as well, is they like are making, I think it's like 4 maps in total for Gambit, and to make 4 other maps specifically for this game mode, that's putting a lot of pressure on this being successful, I feel like.
I guess we'll see.
Guess we'll see.
Yeah, Gorniak, I think, is that who asked? Yeah. 1 life or respawning. I'm assuming it's respawning.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking about respawning with a pretty good countdown till the respawn. So, like, 1 person dies, that's going to hurt your team a lot, because now you're waiting for another teammate to come back. So maybe that's why, like, at the end, when you're defending, you absolutely want to be, like, there. You want to help each other, because the other team's going to be pushing. So if one of you dies, then it's just like, you know how Destiny 2 is. I don't know. It might change when everything comes out. But, like, as of right now, 1 teammate down equals big oh no, pretty much.
Yeah, I can see that. It does feel like it played differently than the other one, competitive, because it's not as, like, yeah, it'll be punishing in the sense that you don't have your teammate around to make that push, but at the same time, in survival or countdown especially, it's like you die, it's a big deal. You're, like, out, you know? I don't know.
The one thing, just quickly, Wenny in chat, if I'm reading what he's saying correctly, I don't think... He said, if you don't cap, it'll reset back to mid-capture, then time will determine ties for a round. That's not how I read it. It says, once the central breaker is owned by a team, it cannot be recaptured by the other team. Team that did not capture is now on the defensive. The team that captured the breaker will need to capture the opponent's vault before time runs out, or else the defending team wins the round. So once you move past that breaker stage, it becomes vault or nothing.
Yeah, I feel like it's just locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that would make sense, I feel like. That sounds fun.
Gordon also said, I wonder if they'll do wave respawn. So when you're on the attacking, when the attacking team captures the center and then you gotta push, I wonder how big, like, the area is to rush to the other team. Like, so
it's probably
you
die on size.
Like, if you die on the attacking team, then you spawn all the way back. So, like, you have to actually take some time to get up there and all that. So I don't think wave respawn. I think it's just I'm thinking counter. Just a locked counter.
And because really, if you think about it, if it went back to, like, once we captured the breaker, if the other team could capture the breaker, theoretically, and actually most likely, a lot of rounds between even match teams would just go on forever, unless you put in the good old Destiny, put a flag somewhere and call it overtime, which doesn't sound like can happen in this mode. So I'm happy about that.
Which is good. I think this works good. Or it sounds good.
Yeah. That's everything I got on here. So
cool. And I know there's a ton out there right now, and probably by the time this podcast release, there's gonna be like another game that says even more, but we'll take it week by week as we get the info.
Well, you're gonna have this episode out in like 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, probably.
That's my birthday present.
Oh, okay. Having the episode out like right on your birthday.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta wrap this up then.
I'm just kidding.
This has been episode.
No. Wait.
We got.
Is this episode 93?
We got a TWAB for episode 93, and it talks about Faction Rally, Future War Cult winning, which we kind of already talked about that. Did y'all pick up the sidearm? Have y'all tried it out yet?
Can I go back one thing real quick? In all seriousness, this is really seriously.
Since it's your birthday in 20 minutes, I guess.
So we've been mentioning all the similarities to Overwatch things. Gorniak just said in chat, and this was really cool. He said, that explains the new supers. Now we will have dive subclasses. Welcome to Destawatch, which I get is like a little tongue in cheek, but I mean, to a point, it's kind of like what I was saying. You get that first point, and I know you don't play Overwatch. I know you know some of the characters, but like some of the gameplay and the way things work, you can have like dive comps where you have all these characters that just get in somewhere fast and take a point, and that's what they're made to do. So it's kind of similar. Like I said, maybe you get the teleporting Nova Bomb guy with the Sentinel shield. You walk up with the shield, and then he teleports past and blows up, and then you have a Warlock sitting back holding down the defensive. Like, I'm excited.
That's how I feel about Gambit. I feel super excited about the ways Gambit could play out.
I'm really excited about this. Gambit, I got more excited about it the more I heard and saw than initial, but this just has a lot of
potential team builds. Yeah.
Like it's I mean, he's not wrong in Gorniak in chat. Like it's Destiny.
Almost sounds MOBA like
in
a way.
And it's not going to go that deep. I don't think
it's going to go that deep, but like similarities.
The potential to like build it around not just, hey, what super are you good at killing people with? Like you could do some different things. That's really exciting. I hope I'm not let down, because you know me, generally I'm the one going, meh, I don't care. We'll see. This all of a sudden got me really excited.
I know you're kind of like
I got like the
it kind of sounds like Rift with like another. Well, hear me out. Like I could think of it as Rift, but with, instead of a dunk at the end, there's like something that like takes longer that you actually have to defend. Like once you're trying to do the final step to win, if you're the attacking team.
Maybe here's another Overwatch similarity, or like, you know how at the end of the games, like your enemy team has to push them to pretty much their spawn to capture the last zone and all that. Maybe that's going to be similar in the way like you have to kind of like capture, like it's like a capture zone over time, like a percentage. Everyone jumps on it while the guy's spawning right around the corner, type deal. So maybe it'll be something similar to that.
It also kind of reminds me of a game mode I've talked about before from The Last of Us, Interrogation, where you had to like get so many kills to find where it was actually a safe, like a vault. And then once you got it, you had to push to their vault, and it became like, once they found where your vault was, you pretty much couldn't go on the offensive, because by the time you got across the map, they were going to unlock yours. This is similar. You're forced into defending now. You don't have the choice, but in that you didn't really either. So it's kind of similar to that. And that was my favorite mode of anything ever. I'm so excited. Cool. Happy birthday, Hove!
Here's a new game mode. Well, less exciting news. The TWAB doesn't really have much in it. Talks about Future War Cult winning, and then they talk about being at Guardian Con, at least most of them, not Deej. And then after that, it's basically well, there's something cool about the Guardian Con thing that I wanted to mention, because not only are people going to get to play Gambit at Guardian Con, but they're also doing something that we can all participate in, and that is they're live streaming a tournament at Guardian Con on the main stage that is going to be shoutcasted by Dr. Lupo and Imtash. And then I I know that 4 Bungie employees are competing in it. It said, I believe. Maybe I misread that. But I don't know who else. They didn't really describe who's all going to be able to participate, or if they have like set people that are participating. But they did say that for sure everyone is going to be watching. Let's see, 4 teams featuring Bungie. So it's all Bungie developers and some of your favorite content creators that are going to compete across 3 matches. And then it'll all be narrated by Dr. Lupo and Imtash, like I said, and it'll be live streamed. So we can all watch it and all participate instead of just everyone getting to play it at GuardianCon and us all sitting at home not being able to really see what it's like. So we all get to participate in some way. So that's pretty cool.
I do think it's cool that they're taking, if you look at who they're sending, it's like a full like group of, like, there's the brass, the techs, the Gambit experts, the community team, the Bungie store. So they're going to have like all kinds of different stuff going on there, you know?
The skinny jean expert.
Some hot, what? Oh, is that what they called one of them?
Yeah, one of them.
Dylan. DMG.
Apparently.
All right.
I wonder how many snapshots he's going to get of his, like, pants now.
I don't know. How many are you going to take?
I'm not going to be there, so I'm going to rely on you for all the skinny jean screenshots.
Not going to do that.
Do you have something else to say, Hove? Look like you're about to say something about this.
I'm just reading the twab.
Okay. Well, Hove's going to be there, so be sure to say hi to him at GC.
Since I guess we're not going to have an actual GuardianCon discussion because I'm the only one going now, I'll be there. So come find me. I'm probably going to be wearing either a RezoCast shirt or my PodClass shirt during the thing.
Or a Lego Flash shirt.
If you sent me a Lego Flash shirt, I would wear one.
Do you have a Manigator shirt?
Yes. Did you send me one?
No. Did you? I only sold shirts once.
Are they still for sale?
I do not believe so. If so, then I had no idea. I should probably be advertising.
Well,
the best answer.
You should let me know, and I will buy at least one. I wasn't into buy. I remember when you had them. I wasn't into like buying shirts at the time.
But now he's all about it.
Now I'm all about representing.
But
yeah.
So
I wasn't done. I'll be there with Wendler.
I was
Claw.
letting you continue.
Oh, thank you, thank you, Lego, for the wonderful transition. Yeah. So we'll be there Wednesday through Monday. We're gonna be all over the place. I'd love to see every one of you who's going. I want to meet everybody and say hello to everyone because it's so much fun down there, and you're all gonna love it. I'll be staying in a house with Wenny, Claw, Marcus, and Wilson.
It's a good time.
So it's gonna be ridiculous. I am also taking my SNES Classic and Cards Against Humanity for when we are in the house, and alcohol.
Copious amounts, I hope.
It's not going to be the same without Expat there, though, staying in the house.
It's not going to be the same without you two.
Well, that's
big dumb dummies.
That's unfortunate.
I'm sad. I am sad.
We're going to be cheering you on from the sideline.
This close.
I know.
This close to coming.
Now I have to drive with Wendler to the airport even. So, like, I have 5 days with him and an extra, like, hour.
I'm going to give him that, like, I'm going to remind him of that really annoying thing that he did to you in the car the entire time last year.
Yeah.
That way he can do it to you again.
Punch him in the face. He knows. Do you remember when he made us listen to random classical music and turned it up real loud?
Yes, that was amazing.
Oh, yeah, rip our morning B-dubs. What was the time where we were all chilling at
that's right.
Me waiting for a flight.
It wasn't B-dubs, it was Quaker Steak. It was Quaker Steak.
Oh yeah, it was Quaker Steak.
Me, Mana, Wenny, and we met Fitzy at the airport. We were all on the same flight at 6 a.m. So it was like 4:30, and we went to a wing place and all got like hot wings. At like 4 a.m.
Honestly, on the plane, my son was just like, "This wasn't a good idea."
No, not at all.
Did we order beer too? Did we get any beer?
We
were tempted. I think we were tempted to get beer.
Not.
We're like, should we?
I am much more responsible and mature. I'm not.
Sounds awful.
We were very close to all ordering beer. Like, do we want to get drunk before the plane?
Then you really would have been feeling great for the plane ride.
Oh boy.
Yeah, then we all got to the house and literally passed out and slept through registration. So we had to wait in line the next day for tickets.
We slept through that, and I think we also slept through going out and meeting somewhere before the wing place, didn't we?
I don't remember. All I know is we kidnapped Ramblin'. And
Yeah.
he came back
did adopt Ramblin' for a bit.
and he just slept on like Lego's bed because Lego wasn't in town yet.
That didn't happen. Wait, it might have actually.
Oh yeah, no, that definitely happened.
That did happen.
We
I
were
wasn't
like-
in the bed.
No,
to
Lego.
clarify.
I said you weren't even in town yet.
Like poor little Ramblin'. We literally adopted him and took him around with us.
Well, if he slept before I got there, that's funny because he definitely slept after I got there too. He just went away and slept in a room.
Oh no, no, no!
Were
You're
you
right.
waiting for us to?
No, he was there because he actually fell asleep on Lego's shoulder in the back seat.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
Oh,
of.
that's right. That's right.
So one thing I wanted to mention about GC that was awesome was just hanging out with all the. I mean, reminisce and talk about it all the time, but it was ironic that I was listening to DCP this last week, and they were talking about what was your favorite moment from last year, and Breyer mentioned Tefty's hangout that we all went to, and that really was like just the best time. Like that was my favorite moment too, is just hanging out with all these people that I know online and just like a chill environment. It was amazing.
80% of that night was me and Breyer buying each other old speckled hens. Those are beers
You
back and
bought
forth.
me multiple old speckle hens as well, and I'm just like, these are pretty good. Honestly.
They were good, weren't they?
But who was talking to Breyer's wife the whole night? And he's like,
Expat.
and I was expat. He's like, this guy hitting on my wife. Like the entire night, they're just talking.
But yeah, actually, I was talking to Breyer the other day. We're gonna set something up. We're supposed to meet him for dinner one night, so that'll be fun. I'm excited for
That'd
that.
be awesome.
So
I'm
okay,
jelly.
yeah, you are peanut butter and jelly. Mana, you're peanut butter. Lego, you're jelly. Boom, Spectrollelogram.
What?
What?
I have no idea what's going on right now.
From
I think I'm
Momanominator.
There's just two things left in the TWAB, and I'm gonna try to get through them real quick. One is a thing that happened the other week that like Bungie put out, hey, we're releasing the Prestige raid lair the same day for both raid lairs, and then a bunch of people on the internet got upset. We didn't really care here on the podcast. We were like, whatever. But some people who did care about the raid race, I saw a few people tweet out at us or leave in the comment section that they kind of wish that they would spread it out. I think Bot was one of them. But anyway, they heard your pleas and they have changed it to July 17th and July 18th, respectively, for the raid layers are going to be released one day after the other. So July 17th is when the whole new patch comes out, and the raid layer will be released basically right when the patch comes out, and then the next day is when the next raid layer for Spire Stars will come out. Prestige for those. So yeah, cool. I don't think any of us really care too much. I guess we can watch our favorite streamers raid race, and that's always cool.
I'm gonna watch Mana because he's my favorite streamer.
Exactly.
I have
if
all
the
his
group
T-shirts.
asked me, every single one of them, and every color too,
Oh,
and every size.
Oh, you know what's really good?
and he wears them all at once.
It's
Listen,
impressive.
between now and GC, we have to do. You guys have to take me through both raid lairs, because I just realized generally I don't have days off for this kind of stuff, but I come back from Florida on the 16th, and I'm still off the 17th and 18th, so I'll actually be able to do those
All right.
when they drop.
Nice.
I still have yet to complete the second raid layer. Actually,
I've
we
never-
got really close.
I've never even entered the first one, and
Oh, really?
never even seen
What?
it. And the only time I've seen the second one was that time that we went in and Winnie got mad and started yelling at everybody.
Dude,
Yeah,
the
the
first
second
one
one was rough.
awesome.
Yeah, the first one's actually not bad at all.
That's, I
did
mean,
that
they
quite a
both
few
are supposed to be
times.
really good. Like, they got,
Mhm.
for everyone being, oh, we're going to have these small raids and this is going to be dumb, like, they probably were the most universally liked raids that I can remember. I mean, people, we're okay with the fact that they were smaller and shorter, but for what
Yeah.
they were, people seemed very happy with them, so.
Makes me really hyped for what's coming next.
A full
Because
raid.
there's supposed to be a ton of bosses, so that's exciting.
Here's one thing. That was Bungie marketing speak.
Was
Because keep in mind, they had to clarify that it was only the most because they didn't count sisters in King's Fall, which means it's pretty much King's Fall.
it?
Do you know what I mean? 'Cause
+1.
They clarified,
King's Fall +1.
right? But I'm not like saying, oh, it's gonna be stupid, but they made it sound like it was gonna be this huge number of bosses. It's going to be King's Fall if you consider Sisters a boss.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I see. That makes sense. Last thing with the TWAB, there's also, for those not going to Guardian Con this weekend, or if you're bringing your PlayStation or computer to Guardian Con, Xbox too, I guess. 3 times Valor rank gains this weekend. They're just throwing it out there like, hey, if you're trying to get that exotic ghost at the end, got 3 times Valor rank for this weekend only. So yeah, go for it. I heard some people were excited about it in Discord chat I was in a little bit ago. I don't know if I'm going to be going for it. I don't know if that's enough of a push to like, oh yeah, let's grind out some Destiny, because it's about to get like really fun on July 17th. And so I almost just want to, like, especially if I don't know, this doesn't really matter for Glory, but that's like what I'm really holding off on right now is like investing a ton of time into Glory after July 17th, because I'm pretty sure we talked about it last week, but the Glory competitive system is going to be Glory based match. Like it's
rank
not
based.
Skill based matchmaking, but
rank based.
it's going to be rank based. So
and
that's what I want to jump in.
You'll get Valor while you're doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's like, why not just wait till I do all that?
I do have one question for you guys. Serious question.
Oh, well, because I like the game. That's why.
Well, yeah.
Just to play it.
So they seem to be rushing out all this stuff, right? We had another faction rally real soon. The last one's going to be right after Guardian Con, right?
Uh-huh.
What are they doing in August? Is it just going to be work on your Triumphs things for a whole month with nothing new?
That is interesting.
I mean, maybe.
I haven't thought about that.
Or
I don't
do you
know.
think it'll just be
Because
just like buckle down and get Forsaken ready?
I was about to say they might just be taking that 1 month to get everything finalized. It's like, August, we're shutting down D2. You're not allowed to play it because we have nothing.
Even that Game Informer interview, I forget what the question was, but there was like a 2-part question, and both of them they were like, "We're working on that. We don't know." Like how something was going to change. So
yeah, I could see it being a Triumphs thing, because in Destiny in the past, that's been a real big deal for them to put out Triumphs and then everybody's just trying to get those done. And maybe that is going to be the main thing. But it is weird that Faction Rally isn't being stretched out a little bit more. We don't have the official date for the start of the next one, so I wouldn't say... Oh, wait.
yeah,
no,
we do. It's right when we come back from Guardian Con.
You're right. No, we do have it.
When Learn Chat says that August is Iron Banner, and I would just like to point out to anyone listening who may be confused by that, August does have 4 weeks in it, so...
I knew you were going to say something like that.
And yeah, he's saying, Solstice of Heroes, but I just... Is it just a month long? But is it a month long? That's all
Solstice of Heroes is 2 weeks long, I think.
Right. So, okay, then I guess the last 2 weeks would just kind of be like lead up. All right, that's fair.
There you go. It all works. Bungie knows what they're doing.
Do they?
I was with you that...
Do they?
It's like I think of it as the calm before the storm, Yeah. It's like the 1 month where they can pretty much anything could happen, but it's just like, I'm pretty sure they just want to finalize everything before launch.
Yeah, all hands on
it's
deck.
Just like,
make sure everything, absolutely.
It's like, it's right around the corner, let's do this, guys, type of thing.
I do really want some world changes beforehand, because we've had that before Destiny, where like things start changing just slightly.
I bet we get something like that.
That would be awesome. I would love that. Like before Rise of Iron, you got the Siva little infection thing that went around your heads for a little while. Owl Sector stuff.
Oh, that was cool. The wolves prowling.
That was really cool.
For House of Wolves.
Or the wolf. Yeah, stuff like that would be awesome to see.
That would be pretty nice.
I'd be down with that for sure.
That's about it. I don't think we got anything left. Hove, Mana, do you guys have anything to add on here?
Do you really want to ask me that question?
I do, because you'll interrupt me later if you do have something.
I would never ever do that.
He would
never shock you like that, okay? Quote unquote, Nava.
He's a clean cut guy. Prince of Bel-Air style. He's not gonna do us wrong.
Both of you motherfuckers didn't finish your words.
I just finished mine. What are you talking about?
You just called me the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna call.
I have no idea how to use. I actually had a missed opportunity earlier, and now I'm salty. But the last one, I just have no idea.
Listen, I know we don't cover fighting games, but I gave Mana the name of one of the most famous video games of all time on a gaming podcast, and he was unable to use it.
What was it?
Street Fighter.
It's the name of the game. It's just like, but I was going to compare it to you guys fighting earlier, and I missed out on the opportunity. And we continued, and then it hit me. I'm just like, ah.
Let me tell you though, I have a huge amount of grace for Mana right now because he used first words so elegantly. So
Dude,
I don't know.
Surprisingly, perfectly kind of headed that way, you know?
It was pretty spot on. But yeah, I think that wraps it up for this week for RezoCast episode 93. This has been Lego.
Wait.
No. This
Mana,
is it.
what was your other word?
I was about to say, Wendler, my last word or name was Donkey Lips. From like all the way back. And he was a Nickelodeon?
Salute your shorts.
Super,
Camp on Awana.
Super early.
Wow.
I didn't know how to bring him up in this.
I don't know either. I would have just made fun of Hove somehow.
Told him Donkey Lips.
Oh, that's fucked up, Lego.
Well, if you give me a word, I'm gonna use it against you. He's just shaking his head at me.
When I first saw that, I didn't know what it was. I just thought of actual animal donkey and its lips. I'm like, dude,
man, I was like, is that a person or what?
Yeah, I was just like, what does that mean? I had to look up videos. I'm just like, I do kind of remember him now.
Well, before you close it out, Lego, there's one more thing you should do.
Yeah, that's a part of my closeout, Ho.
I don't like that. We're gonna have to talk about
You don't
this.
like that?
No.
Okay. Well, it's still going to be part of it. This has been Lego, a.k.a. Legoli Flash. You can find me on YouTube at Lego LE Flash if you want to. Hove, where can they find you?
Episode 93 of RezoCast.
You always sound so destroyed.
The one about Hove's birthday.
The time
One about the spectrolelograms.
Yes.
Spectrollelogram. Listen. Tell everybody.
We need to make it a word.
It's a thing. I need Chris Barrett. I need you to make spectrollelogram somewhere in the game. Okay. Lego's getting angry. I can see he stopped looking at me. He's getting frustrated. Yeah, you can find me here, twitch.tv/Hove76, and on Twitter at Hove76. That's HOV76. And you can find me at GuardianCon. Tweet me, whatever, everywhere. Just talk to me.
Everything.
I want to meet everybody. Seriously, I want to say hi to everybody. Let's all have beers. If you're 21, if you're not, I can't have a beer.
You can.
He can have a beer, but you're
not 21. You can't have a beer.
Yeah, root beers. Root beer floats.
If anybody is listening to this that is under 21, I cannot have a beer. Oh man, that's your turn.
Me?
Yeah.
I was like, it's me.
I was like,
I'm here this time. Hey, you can find me at Twitch, Twitter at the Manigator, and maybe one day. I still am working on that one YouTube video for like 6 months ago.
Just give it up, dude.
It's the same one.
I lost it. I lost it.
It's a Destiny 1 weapon review.
I lost it. It's gone. So maybe it was on my other PC. I never thought of that.
Are you
I
kidding?
might be able to find
just realized that?
I forgot.
Wow.
Because that's where I had because I transferred everything on over to my new PC when that happened. And
Are you high? You were like, oh, dude, I forgot.
It was a smash bang fusion of the spectrollelogram that kind of brought me that. Just
smash.
That should be a shirt. You know, I'm gonna make a shirt.
That was
Spectrollelogram RezoCast shirt.
Yes. Lego, you're the only one with any art. Well, I don't know, man. Do you have any artistic ability?
There's zero art.
Yeah, me too. Lego, we're gonna need you to design that.
I can maybe like draw a little bit. like
I'll just write the word spectrollelogram in like regular ass English print.
Just the most boring.
We'll just say spectrollelogram. Yeah. Or
and then, Lego, you do some flashy things around it. I'll draw like just 3 little stick figure, 4, 5, 4.
Oh, it's a joint effort.
We don't know how many.
Maybe we'll like a little thought bubbles, and we can have like Triton floating up there, like he's almost here with us.
Oh, I love that Triton's in it. That's so good.
Go ahead. I'm done.
You're done?
You
Okay.
had something great. He was excited for a second.
I know.
No.
He's
This was real life good stuff, but it'll be like the ending tagline.
Okay.
Just do your thing, Lego. Come on, man. Be professional.
So you can also find RezoCast at RezoCast on Twitter. We'd love to hear what you're thinking about Forsaken, or what you're thinking about. No, don't do that.
I want to hear all of it.
So, you can also find Team Resolute at Team Resolute on Twitter, and you can find more about these beautiful Blue microphones and headphones that we're sponsored by at BlueMic.com, because they are the best sponsors ever. Mana always gives us a wonderful showcase, and they really are the best.
I think you're supposed to thank them. Thank you, Blue.
Thank
you're
you,
my
Blue.
boy, Blue.
You're my boy. Can we just say that at the end of every podcast?
Yeah, I will absolutely.
Yeah.
I will absolutely.
Let's do it.
That's our new thing now. GG's Blue. GG's.
By the way, mostly off topic, very quickly, because that made me think of Will Ferrell, which made me think of what I've been watching lately, which is I've been rewatching Eastbound and Down.
I have yet. I only watched outtakes.
Stevie Janowski is one of the funniest fucking secondary characters of all time. Dewey posted this picture in my Discord. It's him, and if you know his voice and the way he talks, it's amazing. He looks real stupid, and it just has the caption, "I'm not a dick licker," because that's something he said when someone called him a dick licker. He is hysterical. Watch it.
Sounds good.
I need to. You need to. Chat.
Apparently.
Look,
listeners.
we had a real spelling of Spectrollelogram, which I'm so sorry I'm done. Go, Lego.
Well, this has been an amazing sidetrack episode. RezoCast episode 93. In case you didn't realize, this is episode 93.
This is episode 93, and for the entire week leading up into Guardian Con, I did want to throw this in before the official end, because if you're listening to this, no, seriously, today started the big Guardian Con St. Jude's charity marathon.
Oh, true.
So that's going 24 hours a day up through Guardian Con.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who we're going to host and raid when we're done here. But if you're listening to this later, we're already up over $1 million. And the charity stream just started.
It's insane.
So we're going for $1.5 million. Let's blow that away. But it is at twitch.tv/GuardianCon. We got all kinds of people. Goth, Broman, Anthony Kong fan, Lupo, Ninja.
Big people, too.
Big names.
People.
Tim the Tap Man, does he have a slot, I think, too?
There's that T-Fuse in there.
Yeah. I mean, there's some really big... DCP has a slot. They're always a good time. So make sure you go check that out. It's for a really good cause. Let's blow away $1.5 million.
That's a lot.
Let's do it, guys. And that's it for this episode of RezoCast. Until next time, guys.
Until next time.
GG, Blue.
GG's Blue.
You're my boy, Blue.
You're my boy.